Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. So, guys, so far we have seen the various sets of concepts related to Appium, Python, and certain pipe test features and Python features. Moving further, we are gonna get started with a framework. Starting from today, the couple of next sessions would be on a framework itself. So, what exactly the framework is? The set of rules which you need to follow while automating your application in a real world itself is a framework. See, basically, if you see any code that you have created, okay, the app launch code that you have created, if you see this code, the driver launch is in the same program, the locators, the core logic, everything is gonna be in the same content itself, which is the same Python file. But moving on to a framework level, ideally we will maintain it in a different packages. We will maintain all the page locators in a one package. We will maintain all the test cases in a separate package. Like the same way how you have maintained the utilities, the same way you will be maintaining those utilities. All those things in a different packages, and the communication between those packages is the key thing that we are gonna work on as part of the framework. Okay, that's the key thing that we are going to work on that particular framework. So, with that note, what I'm going to do right now is let me create a brand new project where I want to maintain my framework structure. So, file, new project. Okay, and the project that I'm going to give here is APM a framework. Okay, APM framework, and I want to open it in a new window so that I can easily get the things in place. Okay, that's fine. And once we are done up to this particular point, okay, once after you have created this particular new project, the first and a foremost thing that you need to consider is you need to create the content inside this particular files, like what I can say, the various sets of uh, the packages that we need to add on. So if you remember while studying, we have added a bunch of packages. I have listed down all those packages here one after another. So we need to add all the packages to this particular project. So let's get started with it. So here, go to Pycharm, settings, and from this particular project, the Python interpreter. Now, the first package that we need to install here is a APM Python. Okay, APM Python client. So this is the first package that I have installed. Okay, let the confirmation message display that it got installed. And now once this is done, the next one is OpenPyXL. Okay, so OpenPyXL, we use it for the data driven testing. So this is the one, OpenPyXL. I was just picking it up, that OpenPyXL. And after that, in order to read the data from a configuration file, even we have a user this particular conf parser. So I was just using this particular one. Okay, so this. Okay, so what is the thing related to this reading a data from a config file? What happened that what we have done? So I think I forgot about this particular configuration one. Let me cross check my package ones just a second. Sorry, I think it's a config parser. So I was just choosing this particular one. I don't think this config parser is also required, but anyways, let me install it. And on top of this one, of course, we need a PyTest. So I was adding this PyTest. Okay, install this particular PyTest. And after that, you need to add the Allure PyTest basically. So the Allure PyTest, I was just adding it. And after that, you need to add the soft assertions. So here I'm just adding the soft assertions, and on top of it, you need to add a package for the parallel execution as well. So this is the one that we have used it for the parallel execution. That's it. I have installed all the required packages right now. So the next thing that we need to consider here is the folder structure. As said, we need to maintain a folder structure for which I'm creating a Python package. So new Python package, and here I wanna maintain my test cases in it. And the second package where in which I wanna maintain my page elements inside that, my page specific locators inside that. And additionally, I wanna create a package for the utilities which contains the reusable logics. And here I wanna create a directory for test data. So whatever the test data that you want, like an Excel file or any other files, would be maintained as part of this particular directory as a test data. An additional directory that we need it for the Allure reports, and even we need one more directory for the logs, right? So the log files, whatever it's gonna generate, we are gonna store as part of the logs itself. We are gonna maintain it in this particular logs. That's it. So this is the complete structure, guys. The reports are gonna generate into this Allure reports folder. The logs will be coming in into this particular folder. The page specific locators we are gonna maintain here in this particular one, and the test cases will be maintaining in this particular one, and the test data and the utilities. Now, as part of that particular utilities, whatever the utilities that we have created as part of the previous program, I wanna reuse those utilities. Okay, I just wanna reuse those utilities. So I have created a utility to read the data, which is a config reader. That's the first one that I have copied it, and I'm putting it up in my utility config reader. Okay, this is the one, that's the config reader. So this is the config reader. Okay, and this config reader which needs a config.ini file, right? If you remember, this is reading a config.ini file, and I know that this config.ini is a kind of a test data for me. So I copied that config.ini file, and I was maintaining it as part of the test data. Okay, this is a kind of a test data where it has some generic information, hence I'm maintaining it in a, this particular folder. And now after that, in order to read the data from an Excel, you have an Excel, this one, and of course you have a generate logs too. So copy these two files of utilities and put it here in these utilities. Okay, in this particular utilities, the Excel file logic, the generation of logs logic, everything I just placed it here. And additionally, additionally, if you see, basically we used a pytest.ini file, right? We used a pytest.ini file, and of course a confidest.py file. Basically these are the two files that we have used. So copy this pytest.ini file, and of course put it in a test cases where I want to write down my core test cases in it. So I will be maintaining it in that, and of course conf test, this one also I'm gonna maintain it within my test cases itself. Okay, so I'm gonna maintain it in my test cases itself. Okay, perfect. Within the test cases, you have these two files, and here I have my reader basically. Okay, I have my reader and the Excel files, the test data. So this config.ini is a kind of a test data for me. That's the first thing. And the regular Excel file is a kind of another test data for me. So here book1.xls. So copy this file and put it here as part of the test data. Okay, of course, we will be trimming that particular data anyways, that we will see moving ahead, not at this particular point. So this is the way how exactly we have created a base folder structure. As part of the next session, we will be continuing with the furthermore scenarios of how exactly you will be writing down the page locators and other chunks we will be studying as part of the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.